like things like tattoos and crazy vintage clothing, so I want to represent that and be as true to myself and my own personal style as I can when I go out. I originally started out as a secretary, fresh out of college. Did the typical 4-year stint, got a psych degree. My parents are both psychologists, so it was a natural progression for me to get that degree. But I ended up actually getting a job as a secretary because I moved to Austin without a job. Like, it was really smart because I immediately needed to pay my rent, and so a secretary job was just the first thing that came up. And it's not that I have anything against being a secretary, or actually I was an executive administrative assistant to business and government relations. It was just that when I got the job, like, the first thing I had to do was go and buy work clothes, which I didn't have work clothes at all. So it was like I had to go and buy all these little like gray suits and pantyhose and black flats. I mean, things that were just like a mystery in my life. Eventually, with my jewelry business, it took off, and then I got to come and work for myself, and then I kind of got to be more myself, and I really feel more comfortable, just kind of being me and not having to wear a gray suit and pantyhose and flats. Nothing against that if that's your thing, but for me it was a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Repressive maybe, or oppressive, so I gotta be me. This is my house. I bought it several years ago with my husband, about 3 or 4 years ago, and when we moved in, it was just kind of your plain, average, suburban home, real like floral wallpaper. They had tried to do some bad kind of decoupaging moves in some of the rooms, so I had to kind of come in and start from scratch. Some people might have liked the before better, but I like the after better. I needed it kind of wild, kind of crazy for my own personal taste. Obviously, I like things really colorful and really bright, and like in home decorating, I like things that are funny. If I see something that's kind of interesting or odd, I'll be sure and like pick it up, just because I like people to come into my house and go, "What is that? Why do you have that?" And it's like, because you noticed it and it made you laugh. So I kind of tend to buy clothing that way, and just kind of everything in my life tends to kind of run that way in general. When other women are trying to come to terms with their own personal style, whether it be just the way they look or what they want to do with their career or the way their house looks, I think kind of the important thing is for people just to trust their instincts on it. I've kind of always done that. It hasn't really led me wrong yet. Creativity is not something that it's hard to mask. I mean, it's kind of, you can't take a pill for it so you get over it. I mean, it's something that's going to eventually it's going to bubble to the surface in some way or another, whether it be in the way you look. Maybe you go get a tattoo in your job, maybe you make some jewelry, or in your house, maybe you start collecting bowling trophies. It's the kind of thing that you got to let it out or you're going to get sick, as my grandma would say.